back that I was talking. Yesterday, I saw Spider-Man Brand New Day, the first live-action Spider-Man movie in 5 whole years, pretty much. And the last time I saw one of these, I was 17 and in high school, and I had a really great time in theaters with it. And then the two times I've seen No Way Home at home, I never finished it the first time. And then when I tried to watch it the second time, the day that I went and saw this, it took me like 3 days to get through it. It's a very bad movie. And I have no problem saying that. It was also like filmed and written and everything rushed through like COVID. It's not going to hold up at all. I think about like what my children will eventually think watching something like that, if it will have any sort of effect, just because it's so poorly done, like so contrived and looks hideous in every way. So that brings me to this movie, because I am not a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man movies at all. The best one is Far From Home. It's like a three-star movie, and that movie is just my favorite one by virtue of, well, it doesn't feel like a Spider-Man movie at all. It doesn't feel like a Spider-Man story at all. Neither do the other two, but at least it had Mysterio in it, and any scene with him elevates it. And that's how I feel about this movie. It's the second best, or just by virtue of being made by Destin Daniel Cretton, the guy that made Short Term 12. He's a great filmmaker. The best Spider Man movie in the MCU, even though I think it was just completely fine. And really, really something that I think will also be hurt on future rewatch, just because of how actively bored I was by everything in the second half of this movie. Especially when I realized that, like, the mystery that it was going for was the dumbest possible mystery and reveal and villain for a Spider-Man movie. I can't believe they wasted a Spider-Man movie on this nonsense. I genuinely can't. Like, like, am so shocked that they were allowed to make a Spider-Man movie without a Spider-Man villain. Um, that would be like making a Batman movie where the villain is Captain Boomerang or Captain Cold. Like, it feels very baffling to me. I don't know if I'm the like I haven't seen that many people saying this. I walked out of this movie so, and like, as somebody that doesn't go to these with any expectations, especially Marvel movies anymore, I was like, wow, I went in with no expectations and they still disappointed me by just not delivering on the fundamental thing that should be in that movie. An interesting new like take on a Spider-Man villain. That's like the thing I was most looking forward to seeing who they would choose to do. Nobody. And once again, that's not a spoiler. It's not a Spider-Man villain. They don't have a villain. The entire second half of the movie has no momentum or pace or any drive, because you know that there's not a question in your mind, unless you're stupid. There's not a question in your mind of what's going to happen with any of these characters. I really liked like an Ultimate Spider-Man homage they did in the third act with the Punisher and him, and the fallout of that was honestly the best sequence of the whole movie. Had nothing to do with any action, nothing to do with any villains, because once again, I found the villain and the actual story of this to completely crumble apart into, we're setting up future movie stupidity, and not anything that interested me, and not anything that carries the actual plot of this movie. It also, unfortunately, is really relying on the previous movie's dumbass plot and the fact that everybody forgets who he is, to just make him a miserable Spider-Man. And that, I like a sad Spider-Man. I like a beaten down Peter Parker. But it's just like, oh my gosh, can you guys watch the Raimi movies and watch how, like, it's very easy to write a simple script that earns character decisions, that earns character beats, and that earns emotional moments and creates character arcs. These movies don't do that, and they don't even try really in any way, shape, or form. I mean, they do try. They do try. There's moments in here that will make people cry, I guess. But like, I don't know how it would, like, because it's like, oh well, we have to have the second scene of him and Mary Jane talking to each other. Have them figure everything out in that scene, you know? Well, we are. It's already the second scene. Like, we're not going to do a third scene. Two scenes have built up without them just finally being like, yeah, remember, you fucking knew me, is like way too much, guys. We're not going to make the audience wait for a third scene of Mary Jane and him for her to get to like find out. Like, come on, it's so so lazy, so like Zendaya needs to get out of these movies. She's so much better, and they had nothing to do for her here. Absolutely nothing. And it just it just doesn't feel like Spider-Man. I just rewatched the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and it's really funny that 10 years ago, the things people would complain about with movies. Oh, he had orange goggles. Oh, he looked too hot. And now it's like, I mean, what are we gonna do? Like, complain about the fact that this doesn't actually feel like a Spider-Man world at all? Well, he talks like Spider-Man whenever he's hitting people, so it feels like Spider-Man to me. Okay, if that's enough for you, that's great. But like, the fact that this doesn't at all actually feel like Spider-Man, like down to the fact every time he goes to a grave for Aunt May, we don't even acknowledge an Uncle Ben grave. Like it's not it's not Spider-Man to me. Like it is so funny because that's the type of criticism I used to hear and think was so stupid. But watching it now and watching them dedicate entire movie to something that's this like it's just a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. You know, in a lot of ways, Destin Daniel Cretton was supposed to make Avengers King Dynasty. In a lot of ways, I don't think making a Spider Man movie is in any way a down step from an Avengers movie. On a cultural level, it's just as big, if not bigger. I would not be surprised if this movie ends up making more money than Avengers Doomsday ends up making. Just because Spider Man is a like, I was more excited for this movie, even though I thought the trailers I thought the trailers were hiding something. I thought, oh boy, they're actually hiding something from me because it's not telling me who the villain is. Because surely the villain's not just like some person in a cloak. Like it's going to be something interesting. It's going to be something actually interesting, and I can't wait to see it get revealed in the movie. And then it just wasn't. Like that was, I guess that was my expectations. I thought because the trailers looked so mid that the movie couldn't possibly be like being that open about how mid it was. But it was like, no, we're making a really boring ass like Spider-Man dealing with Punisher and Hulk, and then there was like kind of a villain, but not really. Don't worry about it. There'll be a third act, but you're gonna be falling asleep because it's just telling you the same things that the Thunderbolts did. Um, no, man, this did not work for me. In a way that was entertaining. I wouldn't find myself rewatching this movie at least, and it was disappointing because the action. Everybody I had been seeing say that the action was great and that the web swinging was the best it had been ever. And it's like, no, did you not see the web swinging in the Amazing Spider-Man 2? Or even the Raimi movies look better than this. I mean, this looks like so fake. And like some people, I've seen some people say, yes, it looks terrible, which is no surprise because it does. And then some people saying that it's the best web swing, and I'm like, well, what movie are you watching? People saying it's like the most entertaining Spider-Man movie. Well, what movie are you watching? Because like there's no villain in it, and because every shot of him swinging is horrible CGI, and like I couldn't stand the like slow mo recreation of comic book still shots. Like, who's that working on a completely digital CGI created shot to be like, hey, look, I recognize that? Like, no, this was honestly just as flawed as any other Marvel movie in recent years. It just had a more focused story and better acting. I mean, Holland's great in it, and Bernthal's the standout. John Bernthal's the Punisher is the type of character that should have gotten his own movie by now. They just do the same thing with him over and over again by making him constantly be trying to kill the people that killed his wife and kids. I couldn't believe that was the plot of the Punisher one shot thing they did earlier this year. But I hope that the reception of him in this movie gets him in more stuff in the future and eventually gets him his own theatrical movie because Punisher is one of the best characters they have, and they have one of the best characters in the world playing or actors in the world playing him. So I definitely want more Punisher. I also really enjoyed seeing Hulk here. I don't really like Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, but it was a very fun action sequence. Definitely the best action sequence, easily the best action sequence of the movie. The only good action sequence of the movie um, was the Punisher Hulk Spider-Man sequence. So yeah, this movie was just incredibly, incredibly disappointing just because of how boring it was. I would overall give it a 2.5 out of 5. I'll drop my letterbox down below if you want to go check that out there. That's what I gave that. But yeah, it is just a perfectly fine movie. Like it was the platonic ideal of mid. You know, I walked out of it with a lot of things that really bugged me, and I walked out of it with like two scenes that really were great standouts, um, both of which had the Punisher in them. So take with that what you will. I am pretty much feeling about it the same way I feel about Far From Home. It's a movie that I won't rewatch much, and definitely will remember its flaws more than anything because of how glaring and obvious they are and unfixable they are. They just permeate the entire universe by introducing Norman Osborn, Otto Octavius, Lizard, Kurt Connor, Sandman, all of those people through the last movie and having him not know who any of them were just makes us feel like such a bland and empty universe. And I just wish a little bit more effort and care was put into it. And then I think it would just elevate everything and make it work on a level that would actually be potentially the best Spider-Man movie. So that is my thought on Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let me know what you thought down below. I hope you enjoyed it way more than me. Everyone else seems to be. Thank you for watching and have a great day.